Just because I'm wearing a tank top doesn't mean I'm lifting weights.
I was just giving credit where credit is due, and that is straight to your biceps. You can take a look at all the guys that Michael just talked about and who I was not fully listening to him.
Triple shimmy. Got him. And Fuentes, it's a grinder behind the back rim by Strowman, but can he get it there in time? Just barely.
We like to call them an egg Sammy here.
Oh, yeah. We definitely don't do that here.
Struck him out.
Paying homage to Tommy Lasorda.
The enthusiasm needs to get higher for that. It's hump day in baseball.
Good morning. Welcome to SP Streamer Live. I'm your host, Michael Simione. You follow me on Twitter at SP Streamer. We're going to do our typical morning show here. Just a quick reminder, also a reminder at the end of the show that we are not recording tomorrow. I got some stuff going on, so unfortunately I can't make it. But hopefully the next week, maybe I'll end up, I don't know, whatever. We're going to talk about some streaming as usual. We're going to go through today's, tomorrow's. We're going to do the next day's rankings kind of together. And we're also going to look at some leaderboards with this year and last year combined, because it's just bigger of a sample size, and see if we find some interesting stuff there. So we'll run through that quickly as well. And then we could just, enjoy our weekend. All right. So for today, I think yesterday I might have switched the deep pick. I don't quite remember. But for today, the obvious choice to me is Zach Davies going against Miami. They're back to being Miami offense. Davies has been good at home. I think I tweeted about him or talked about him, and just he's been so good since his blow up. The last month and a half has like a sub-2 ERA. I know the strikeouts aren't going to be there, but can't beat those ratios. A super high floor in my opinion. So I think, we can do this. Although every time I feel like I say something like that, I jinx myself. So watch him get blown up now. Second on the chart is Johnny Cueto. Just really like Cueto at home, especially in that ballpark. I think it makes a lot of sense all the time. Philly hasn't necessarily been that good of an offense. So I think he makes sense if Zach Davies is taken and if he's out there. Deep pick, going Joey Lucchesi. I hope he reaches 5 innings. This ERA is bad on the road. I don't think he's really star on the road, though, so I think that's just, a misconception right there. Really good K-walk, though. Decent K-walk. Decent strikeout percentage. When he's on with that curve, he calls it, he can be really good going against Washington, who still continues to struggle offensively, which is kind of crazy. They are a little bit better against lefties, so this might be a little risky. But, as you can see the rest of the chart, there's just no obvious picks, as it has been this entire freaking month. Then you got Waka. He's going against Seattle. I don't mind that. Seattle has been hitting better, but I don't know how many innings they're going to let Waka go. He has started in the past. I don't know if they're going to piggyback him with someone. We're just going to have to see. So you can't really commit to that yet. Chad Cole against Cleveland. I always say Cleveland won't blow up your pitcher. And what did they do yesterday? I think they put up like 10 runs. Luckily, I didn't. Oh, no, I did end up streaming. Yeah, that didn't work out. Anyway, Cool's okay. Pretty good at home. I would stay away from this just because what if Cleveland starts catching fire? Tony Santillan going against the Padres. I'm okay with that. Nothing too great here. It's just all meh. Caleb Smith of the Dodgers, high strikeout potential, but probably won't be a good start. The rest of the way is kind of just iffy and crappy. Senzatella gets a good matchup against Milwaukee, who's struggling, but it's in Colorado, so I ain't touching that. All right. Real quick, I don't know if those who saw. So Phil Deso tweeted out, which was really interesting. If you lost to DeGrom for the rest of the season, and you just picked up Bruce Zimmerman and started him for the rest of the year, you'd still produce a pitcher that's would go in the top 2 rounds, which is insane. That just shows how good DeGrom is. Anyway, tomorrow we haven't changed anything here. We still like Gomber, Fleming, Sandoval. Gomber has this great matchup. I know he's in Colorado, but he's been able to. Look at that ERA at home. 0.95 ERA in Coors Field. Can't really beat that right there. Just roll with it. Why not? I'm going to go with Fleming as my main pick against Seattle. I know, again, it looks like they got hot, but I mean, the strikeout potential's there. I like Fleming a lot. I think he's really good. I think he could get around these Seattle hitters. I'm pretty confident he could outsmart them, essentially. Will Crow, I'm very excited for the start because I really want to see if he does go that slider more. And, if he does and the strikeouts are up and he pitches really well and the velocity's still up, he's going to be super interesting. So I'm going to be watching that. I'm going to be all over that start. Then you got Sandoval as our deep pick versus Detroit. Detroit's kind of up and down. They can kind of be pesky to deal with, but Sandoval's been pitching really well. Look at that 19.0 strike percentage. Obviously, you have to go him. Logan Gilbert against the Rays. I don't mind this, except Rays hit righties better than lefties. Gutierrez keeps proving me wrong. I don't like his stuff. I feel like he's just getting super lucky, but hey, keep rolling him out there if you can. If David Peterson pitches well, are we going to be in on him again? I'd like to see anyone's thoughts on that. Cal Quantrill, he's going against Pitt. That's actually not a bad option. I just want to see more of him. He hasn't really started that much. Smiley against St. Louis could be interesting. They are really struggling out of nowhere. The rest is just, kind of toss-ups in my opinion. If you want to take a shot area with Miami, if they keep struggling, go with it. I have troubles trusting that pitcher. All right, so let's go through this together. This is for the 20th. Brubaker against Cleveland. I mean, overall, you could see not a lot of green here. I mean, we do down here, but one is Chi-Chi, that's at home, and the other one is Braxton Garrett, who hasn't really been that good, and he's going into Wrigley. So, nothing obvious here is what I'm trying to say. So again, Brubaker against Cleveland. Brubaker's been really good, especially at home. I really like his stuff. His breaking balls are fantastic. Again, Cleveland's WRC plus, I think, might just be high because their last game. We'll see what happens with them moving forward. Still really like the start. I'm going to go 7-5 here. Shane McClanahan, I know he's been struggling a little bit as of late, but going into Seattle, a really strikeout-prone team, I feel like it's be hard not to take this because even if he gets like 305 innings, I feel like he still could put up like 8 strikeouts, which is valuable, and like you'll take that any day. I'm going to give him a 7-3 here. Kim against Atlanta. Kim's been a tricky pitcher. I feel like he's so up and down. Sometimes he only goes 3 innings. He's a mess. I don't even want to deal with this. I'm going to give this a 6-0. Marco Gonzalez against the Rays. Again, Rays are much better against righties than lefties. This might not be a bad start, actually. And he's pretty good at home. I'll give this a 7-0. We'll bump him up. All right, Spencer Howard going against the Giants. No, thank you. He just has been disappointing this season. I don't know if he'll ever click. We'll have to see. It's really all based on that command. Dane Dunning going against Minnesota. As you know, I'm a fan of Dunning. He can't really quite put it together, but he has really good breaking balls. I just wish he would stop throwing that fastball as much. The Twins' offense is scary, though. I think they're consistently really good. So, I'm going to give this a 6-5. I don't think I'll really pick Dunning as a stream unless it's like against a really bad team or until he starts actually doing what I would like him to do. Not that I'm a professional. But anyway, Eric Lauer surprisingly had some weirdly good starts, but going into Colorado, you can't trust him there. 5.5. Hentages. So this is interesting. He's going against Pitt. Pitt has not been good. They're finally back down to what we know they are. Struggling against lefties. This is enticing. And I feel like Hentages isn't as bad as his numbers say. I'll probably look into him a little more, but I'm going to give this a 7-0. Watch Brian Hayes hit like 4 homers off him. All right, Brad Keller going against Boston. Keller's been a mess. Just when we think he's getting on track, he gets lit up again. I'm not taking a shot against Boston with him. Still decent skills. I'll give him a 6-2. He's been such a disappointment for me and my teams, unfortunately. Alec Mills. I don't know if any of you read my Fangraphs article, but one of my One of my bold predictions was that Alec Mills would be the number 1 starting pitcher for the Cubs and not Kyle Hendricks. That didn't work out so well. Hasn't been a starter, though. They basically put him in the pen. I think they sent him down, too, at one point. I don't know. But he's at home against Miami. If they're struggling, yeah, sure, why not? I'm going to give it a 6.9. Really, he has a lot of depth, in his arsenal. He reminds me of Hendricks. Sammy Long, really good debut, not so great second outing. I mean, he really just had a bad inning, but then kind of, fixed things off. So this isn't that bad of a start, actually. It's just a matter of how many innings. I'll give this a 6.7. I hope he succeeds, though. I really like his stuff. I really like the change of velocity he has with his arsenal. Braxton Garrett hasn't really been that good going against Wrigley, like I said. I'll give that a 6.0. Chi and Coors, no thank you. That's a 5. Matt Harvey in Toronto. I feel so bad for Matt Harvey. I don't know if you guys saw, he said the other day, basically, like, it's I guess it's tough for him to be so bad for so long, he's essentially saying. It sucks. He really, as a Mets fan, he was so good. And then the injuries just kind of ruined his career. And unfortunately that can happen. So, I feel bad for the guy. I wish he was good. I really do. I wish he could make an awesome comeback. All right. So it looks like Brubaker is going to be our shallow league and main pick, going against Cleveland. If they do stay really hot, I may shift it to McClanahan, just so you all know. And then we'll roll with Hentages as our deep league pick, because why not against Pittsburgh? I feel like a lot of people could succeed there. So for the 20th, Brubaker, Hentages. For tomorrow, Gomber, Fleming, Sandoval. And for today, Davies and Lucchesi. I really like this. Excuse me. I really like this Davies start. I need to bump this up. I think I had it low because I couldn't get the stats. I'm going to give it a 7.5 here. I like that a lot. I'm going to bump Cueto and Lucchesi up to 7.0s as well. And the rest, I'll leave. Yeah. So anyway, really like that Davies start. If he's out there, roll with it. Why not? Okay, next portion of the live show. Yesterday I tweeted out, I was looking at combined stats between last season and this season, because you're getting pitchers who are getting around 160 innings of work, and we finally can see them for a full season, technically. So obviously, yeah, some pitchers make some changes, so, things happen, whatever. But I think it's just like kind of eye-popping to see some names and like how good they've really been. Let me go to advance here, though. This way we could see some better stats. We could see a whip and all that crap. All right. So again, DeGrom, no shocker there. Some surprising. I know Stroman's up here, but he didn't pitch last year. So Gaussman, 2.35 ERA so far through, I think it's like 140 innings, 31 strikeout rate. I paired him with Bieber. He's basically been Bieber, but fewer strikeouts. Crazy. And you got him how late? I was so wrong on him. I will continue to admit it. I almost need to do like a shame tour, like with Bafflip and his telling everyone to not take Vlad Guerrero. You're going to see Wheeler here at 2.47. That's a little surprising. Lance Lynn, we all know. Kershaw, look at Chris Bassett and Dallas Keuchel. I tweeted both of them paired with Rio. Rio's going higher than both. And just like, I know Keuchel's not going to give you as many strikeouts, but look at Bassett. Bassett's a 2.95 ERA, 23.7 strikeout rate, literally matching Rio. And Rio was going how much earlier than Bassett? No one was touching Bassett. He's continued to be extremely underrated. I overlooked him too. So I'm not blaming everyone, but I mean, talk about consistency. I mean, Bassett looks pretty good right there. He stays healthy. He's on a good team, a team that really loves analytics and knows how to get the best out of their pitchers. If you can grab him, I would target him. I don't know how owners will feel about owning him. I don't know if they will think he's that good, or maybe they think he's overperforming, but if you could buy high, I absolutely would. Two Miami pitchers, Pablo Lopez and Sandy Alcantara, both right around here. I am more of a fan of Pablo Lopez because I like the breaking balls more. Alcantara is more power sinker, and then his breaking balls are okay. I just think Pablo Lopez is a better strikeout potential, but Alcantara probably will have more innings, so that's definitely important there. Zach Davies, we talked about him again the other day, 3.36 ERA between the 2 seasons. He actually has a 4 ERA right now, so this is probably only going to dip. I could see this between 2 seasons getting closer to 3, which is pretty crazy too. I feel like he's becoming a newer Kyle Hendricks. Like, everyone's doubting him because of his underlying metrics, won't trust him, and all this crap, and yet he's going to keep performing year in and year out. It's pretty interesting to see. I'm curious to see how he finishes the year, but he might be extremely undervalued coming into next season. Again, no strikeouts, but the ratios are just so good. So, yeah. Julio Urias, I think this guy's going to be a stud, superstar in the making. I really think, next year he's probably going to be underdrafted still. I really do. So yeah, Noah's a little high here. Kyle Hendricks, typical. Sean Manaea, I'm not a fan of Sean Manaea, but I got to give it to him. 3.59 ERA between the 2 seasons. I don't really like how he throws across his body. That's my issue with him. He can be, his command can, escape him at times. So, but again, it's pretty surprising. Can't beat that. Adam Wainwright, 3.59 ERA. The guy just doesn't age apparently. Kyle Gibson, terrible season last season, good season this season. We'll see if he continues it. Here comes Giolito at 3.68. Brios, typical. Ryan Yarbrough, again, someone who I think is a little underdrafted. 3.76 ERA between the 2 seasons. Let's quickly look at Sierra. I don't know if there's going to be anyone too surprising. And Zach Eflin, 3.5. So for those who don't know, Sierra is like the most predictive stat. It has been year in, year out. I mean, K Walk is up there too. But it's definitely something good to look at multiple years type of thing. So again, this is really good for Eflin to see. I haven't been a fan of him, but the Sierra shows, that he's a pretty good pitcher otherwise. So we'll see if that pans out. The rest is just kind of, you could see that. Let's look at K Walk real quick. So again, Zach Eflin's up here, keeps popping up. Maybe he's going to pitch a lot better moving forward. I mean, I think he will be better moving forward. I just don't know how much better, but we'll see. Wheeler's up there too. A lot of typical names over here, which is good to see. Mike Minor kind of pops up, which is interesting. Heaney always pops up, never performs though. Always gets hurt. I just give up on the guy, which is unfortunate because he's really good. So again, I think it's good to look at this stuff just to kind of see, what pitchers could potentially be not really looked at or undervalued right now. Like, again, like a Keuchel has been so consistent. A Pablo Lopez has been so consistent. A Chris Bassett, so undervalued. You could find stuff like this by looking at these kinds of stats. So those are just a couple of names, maybe if you want to buy high, whatever you want. If it's in a keeper league, it might make sense because, bigger sample size, the better. That's basically what I'm saying here. Right now we're only 3.5 months in, so it's good to be able to look at 5.5 months, almost a full season. So yeah, that does it. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please follow. We're at 50 followers, which is awesome. Subscribe to our YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. No stream tomorrow. We will be back Monday morning, of course, throughout the whole week. We may do it on the bump live. I think Doug is going to be away again, so I have to see. I told him not to, but he kind of wants to. I was like, enjoy your family, bro. But yeah, so we'll see. All right, guys, thanks again. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy it. Have a drink on me.